Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a different sort of video for you today. I'm going to be doing a what's in my bag retreat edition for you today. This is the bag that I take to retreat with me and getting ready to go. Well, when you see this video, I will actually be at retreat in New Hampshire. And so I just thought it would be fun to kind of share what I take. This is a question I see a lot. So this bag is old, over 20 years old. She has seen some things. She used to go to crops and stuff with me back in the day when I did a lot of scrapbooking, and so she's seen a lot of things, but this bag holds a ton of stuff and it gets really heavy. So you'll see today I don't even have all the pockets filled because it just gets almost too heavy when everything is in there. But I'm going to start just by opening up the kind of side compartments, and I'll show you what I keep inside. And I'm sorry for the wobbling or whatever. I'm doing this with one hand, so we're going to do the best that we can. Sorry for any weird noises, but this front part zips open, and this is where I keep a lot of my main sort of tools. So you can see here it's got a lot of pockets on the outer three sides. So in here I have my self-healing mat, I have a score board, and I have my Tim Holtz ruler, and those kind of just live in there. Down at the very bottom I have a 2.5 inch hole punch. Those other two down at the bottom there are empty. I have another hole punch here. This pocket here has all of my acrylic blocks for stamping. Well, not all of them, but a few of the smaller ones. And here I have my ink pad. So I just have a few up here. I have my archival in black and ground espresso. I have a VersaFine, and then I have my embossing, my Versamark one. And then two of my most used punches, which are my corner rounder, and then the one that makes the tags. So that is everything in just this front little compartment. Let me get you over to one of the sides. So this little compartment over here has a lot of my distress items in it. I have all of my watercolor pencils here. I have some clear embossing powder, and then just a few of the embossing glazes. These are the ones that coordinate mostly with who you are. That's what I'll be working on while I'm at the retreat. And so, sorry you can't see, I have about 8 embossing powders up there, and then all of my Tim Holtz watercolors down there, and I'll show you what's on the other side. So as you can see here, I have nothing over in this side compartment. Usually I'll keep my crocodile and some other things over here. It just a lot of loops both on the flap and the body of it. But like I said, when I get this all filled up, it just becomes so incredibly heavy that I kind of had to edit. And also, I know I'm not going to be using everything that I think I need to bring, and I probably already have brought too much. So those are just the outer 3 pockets. Now I will open it up and show you what's on the inside. So when you unzip and lift up this top flap, you can see I have a bunch of things stacked in here, but this is one of my favorite features about this container, is when you open this up, this is going to be hard to do. It's got this little item that actually kind of functions as a tower, but you can see I have all of my distress crayons in here, not all of them, most of them, and then some of my most used pens, some Tombow markers, some other different kinds of writing. But the things that I love about it is you can stand it up. It's really hard to show. Let me just do it over here. So you can actually stand it up as a little tripod situation, and just have everything kind of accessible to you while you're working. A lot of times I just leave it in my bag because it just takes up table space. But I do love it for that feature. And so moving to the inside, I have one of my trimmers. I'm just bringing my Fiskars. I would bring my Tim Holtz one, except it's just a little bit too wide for the actual case itself. So I have a couple of these bags that Lori made from By the Well for God, and I will show you what's in each of them kind of in a cutaway clip because I recorded that separately. When I was trying to plan for this retreat, and just trying to figure out what I wanted to work on while I was there, and I tried to keep in mind the days and the other events that we had going on. And so one of the things that I'm going to be working on is creating some journals or some journal covers at the very least. So this bag here has some of the fabrics that I may want to use to create some of those journal covers. So these bags hold quite a bit. So in here I have a variety of fabrics. I have some cork fabric. I have some other kinds of fabric, some like striped kind of ticking, just some fall colors I think that are going to be good for some fall journals that I have coming up. And then I'm just going to zip this back up and tuck it back into my bin. And then this bag is my bag that has all of my Who You Are kit inside. I will cut away to that where I actually open up this bag and you can kind of see everything that's actually in here. The whole kit, except for my altered book, fits inside these bags. They hold a lot. So I will show you what that looks like. So again, in here is my Who You Are kit from By the Will for God. Let me open it up and you can see at the top I have pulled out all of my things for this kit. So this section right here is from my gathering box. It's got all my flashcards that are already sorted by date and everything, or by day, and everything is already organized in there. Just holding those together with binder clips. I have all of the journaling cards. I have even some extra journaling cards in here. I have some of the fabric, or all of the fabric that came with the kit, and then I have my watercolor dot card. I have some extra neutral journaling cards. There's that watercolor card. I have the little stamp that came with the goodie bag, and then those extra journaling cards. And then these containers hold my Neocolor 2s. These are actually like the extra gum packs. I just saved those because these are perfect for traveling. I have 2 of those with my colors that coordinate with this kit. And then you see in here I have all my stamps. I have the paper. I have the labels. I have some tags that I made. I have everything in here, the stencils. The only thing that's not in this bag is the altered book that I'll be working in, which is in my case. I even have the devotional. I have all of the stickers. So in the very back of this container, I have a 12 by 12 iris case that holds a lot of the papers and things that I might use for my journals. It has some other papers that I'm going to be working on. I have a clip of that too that I will insert, but that just kind of lives there in the back of this crate while I'm working. So this part does not look very organized, but I have a couple sets of printables from the Junk Journal Studio and from ArtfulEra Gallery that I want to work on while I'm there as well. Just kind of give me some busy work to do, just to keep my hands busy while we're doing other things. And then I have a bunch of vintage paper, book paper, music paper, all kinds of things that I can create journals with. And all of that just stays inside this case. And over here, I have my embossing gun to dry whatever may come. And then here I have a bag. These are the bases that I'm going to be using for my journal covers. I have some Tim Holtz paper in here as well for the inner papers, and just a variety of different sizes and things. I even popped some mixed media paper in here just in case. I never really know what I'm going to want to use, but I kind of find it helpful to have everything sort of grouped by how I think I'll be working with it, and that just keeps it more organized so that I'm not having to get in and out of my bag 100 times while we're sitting there crafting. So here's a closer look at that bag. I have some cereal boxes, well actually some wheat thin boxes, some different varieties of boxes. I have some craft paper, and then I have the Tim Holtz backdrops in here as well for the inner pages. This just slides down in there. You can see I have my altered book down here for the devotional that I'm working on. In this little bag, I did not actually film this one. Let me see if I can open it. This is another one of the bags that Lori makes, this the Tim Holtz fabric that I love. And on the inside, I have just some of my Sharpie creative markers. I may want to do some like mark making on some old book paper. That was kind of what I was thinking. So I brought those to do that. And then while we're at retreat, I am actually going to be teaching a little mini kind of workshop on bookbinding. And so I'm bringing a bunch of my binding tools. So I have my book cradle here. I have my adhesives, my most used adhesives. I have my little foam pad for punching the signatures. And then I have this little bag that's kind of my little tool bag for all things binding, for book binding. And I will actually do a cutaway for this and show you what's inside this bag as well. So this bag holds all of my tools that I need. I have a variety of things in here. I have a bone folder, actually a couple of those tucked away in here. I have my needles. I have actually several sets of needles in here. I have a couple of those as well. And I have a bunch of different types of thread. I have some clips that I use all the time for bookbinding. Here's some more needles, a couple of different sets of those, even some of my curved needles. And then I have waxed linen thread. I have some big clips just to keep everything together when you're binding it. And then all of these things just kind of live in here. And these actually stay in this bag even at home, with the exception of the bone folders. It just keeps everything together that way and makes it easier when I'm ready to bind a journal. The last two things that I have in here, well, I guess three things. I do always carry a package of baby wipes. It just helps keep everything clean. And then I have these two containers are Tim Holtz containers. And I just take out the inserts. These were the ones that hold the distress inks. And I take out the inserts for travel and I put everything in here. So this one is all of my most used tools, and these things hold a ton. So I will do another little insert here of everything that I have in this little container, and they actually hold a lot. I am kind of careful when I'm packing this though. Like I have some texture paste right here. So I do try to be careful and mindful that like even my glue is facing a certain way so that when this is down in my case, everything is the right way up, if that makes sense. And then I just empty my spray bottle, but that's what's in here. Okay, so again, these are my most used tools. So I have my scissors, my tiny attacher, my water bottle, tweezers, distressors, texture paste, palette knives, the whole 9 yards is in here. And this is really just for travel. I have a little container that sits on my work surface that will keep all of these organized. So everything's just really accessible while I'm at the retreat working. It will just sit there. And this next one is packed kind of similarly, and it's just all of my paints and some extra paint brushes there as well. So in here I have some white gesso. I have most of the colors that coordinate with the Who You Are kit from By the Will for God. In distress paint, I have some extra brushes in here. I also have a couple of Dina Wakley paints as well, and these are just everything that will coordinate for that kit. And that is pretty much everything. I do have one other box that I'm going to take with me that has some things obviously that won't fit in here, and it's like my desk lamp that I always bring. I have a little organizer that tries to just keep everything neat. Maybe when we get to retreat I'll kind of do a little vlog and show you. Maybe that would be fun, but anyway, so I just have those in another box along with some of the bookbinding supplies that I'll be taking for the class. But other than that, this is the container that is going with me to retreat. So if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, bye.